Hi, I'm Eric Olsen. I'm the instructor for GSB534, and I'm teaching it this spring at Cal Poly. Um, I'm making this video because I'm not going to be able to be there for the first class. I'm actually traveling back from Scotland, where I am right now, recording this video. So what I want to do is I want to give you some specifics about the course that apply particularly to the spring and to this sort of weird startup that we're going to be having to this course. All right. So with that, let me just move on to the next slide. Yeah. So there's two things that I've already sent out messages to you about that I might have to retract or we might have to modify. I had originally sent out that I wanted you to have your access to Stream's engine room software by the first class, and it looks like that's not going to happen. There's some problems, it seems like, with the coupon code that maybe should have been supplied to you guys in order to get the software access for $50 for a year. So we're checking into that. Hopefully I'll get back to you with that, maybe even before Wednesday's class. The other thing is Flipgrid. So one of the ways that it helps us to get to know each other is to have you record a little, 60 to 90-second intro of yourself. The instructions are on Canvas. I always struggle a little bit with Flipgrid and its integration with Canvas. So if we get that up and going, fine, you can have that done before the class. If not, I changed the due date to the assignment to this coming Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Okay. All right. So with that, practicing lean to teach lean, we're going to talk about value, process, and people. And one of the processes we use is we use Canvas to help us organize and manage the course. So I'm going to take you on a little Canvas tour, and I think this will work. It's not going to get there. So let me go ahead and pop out of share screen here and go back to the basic thing here. And let me get to Canvas here this way. Okay. All right. So here we are with Canvas. So I've got it in student view, should look something like this. So there's some startup instructions there that you can go to and see on Canvas. The welcome is just the same instructional message I sent to you on how to get into Steam and access to that software and whatnot. I encourage you to go ahead and take a look at that. But as I said, if it doesn't work for you, don't worry. I might get some updated instructions here in the next day or two. Okay, so let me go back. Handy course links, you can take a look at that. Some of those will be using more than others. Repeat on the engine room access. And then there's access to Gimba Academy. So as a director of Central Coast Lean, I buy Gimba Academy access for all of Cal Poly. We've kind of been grandfathered in. It's kind of too good a deal not to have. You might want to go in and get that access. The access is free to you. It has essentially it has a video training approach. It's got little 5 to 9 minute videos on every single lean topic you'd ever want to see. And we'll be accessing some of those through the course of the quarter, or you just might find them, helpful to hear about how other people are talking about some of the topics we're talking about in this class. There is an administration section here, class meeting link. That is for when we're doing virtual as an alternative to meeting in person. It could happen, but generally we'll be meeting in person in Building 3, room 112. And I look forward to seeing you there this coming Wednesday. We're not going to be meeting in person on Monday. I've asked one of my co-instructors, Wes Love, to be standing in the classroom in case we have some escapes, some people that don't get the message. So Wes will be there to talk to people that show up. But in general, you can just look at these videos and things on Canvas that I'm going to share with you, and we'll be all set for starting on Wednesday. There's an access link to some Shingo booklets and assessments that you can check out. There is a textbook for this course, if you will. We kind of read it as sort of a companion book, but Good to Great by Jim Collins. There's a PDF of Good to Great here. I also gave you the Cliff Notes version and a Good to Great summary that you can use as a little bit of a shortcut technique. It's a really good book. I recommend you read the whole thing, but the book summary is also pretty good. There's a section or a module here on the team project that you're going to have to do. So every one of you is going to be put on a team, and we're going to improve some process in an organization related to Cal Poly or Central Coast Lean in some way, shape, or form. We're searching for projects. You can click on this for project ideas. I do allow students to self-source these ideas. If you can get your team to agree that this would be a good process for them to improve, we can talk about that more. You could look at the call for projects for a more in-depth discussion about what projects might be good or what they might look like. The rest of the stuff we'll talk about as the course goes on, but essentially we'll be talking about how we execute the project, and you can take a look at that. There is in the project call for projects, and I'll click on that. There is a description down here at the bottom that talks about the things that will be required of your project as you go through it. So you can go ahead and take a look at that if you're trying to describe to a potential project sponsor or organization what this project needs to look like. There's some information there that you can use. All right, going back. Let's see. Yeah, so the rest of this is about how to complete the project. We'll be talking about that over the next few weeks in the project. Okay, so every week I've got a module or the work blocked out for you. There's essentially a few videos that I've recorded. It occurred to me that since I had to record this little video from Scotland, didn't want to put it all in one video, so I broke it into several different parts. So there's a welcome and intro video that I can reuse in the future if I want to. Lean, tends to like modular things that you can reuse in a future process or operation. There's a little bit about what Lean is from a definitional standpoint. There's a video on 7 habits of highly effective people and why I think they're related or foundational to a Lean transformation. One of the things that we're going to be talking about is something called A3 problem solving or A3 thinking. I did record a webinar a bunch of years ago now about everyday conversations, and I want you to take a look at that video. It'll give you some better understanding or background on this topic that we're going to be using in this course. John Shook, one of my Lean buddies, wrote a book on A3 thinking and recorded this little video. Not real little, I think it's over 30 minutes long, but you can check it out and get his thinking on what A3 is. We'll be doing an A3 thinking activity. Essentially, the syllabus is written in A3 format, and I'll go over that with you on Wednesday. There's a storyboard approach to A3 thinking. You might want to just sort of check that out, FYI. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday. And then we've got some assignments that are due next Sunday, April 9th at 11:55 p.m. You need to get them in before. There's no penalty for handing this stuff in early. And therefore, there's really no excuse for handing it in late either. But essentially, the resume, the Flipgrid intro I told you about, by the way, back on the resume, just clean up whatever you have. I don't need, there's no beauty contest on these resumes. I like to think of the resume as what I call the 2-day resume. And the 2-day resume is if somebody comes up to you with a potential job and says, do you have a resume? You say, well, I don't have one today, but in 2 days I can get you a resume. So this is just sort of a little quick cleanup that you're going to go ahead and do and submit on Canvas. There is an assignment we'll talk about on Wednesday where we're going to ask you to apply some A3 thinking to some climate problems. And you can check out what problems those might be by looking at the solutions for those problems in Project Drawdown. There is a little simple format for doing an A3 analysis, a little 2-pager that I've provided there, so you can go ahead and use that for your assignment. Then what I do is every week I give you some prep for the following week. So for the following week, I'd want you to watch Kaizen Toast. It's a little video. There's some videos from Gimba Academy on waste that I'd like you to see. And then there's a video on personal Kanban by Jim Benson, because that's something that we're going to be using in the course. Week 2 is there if you want to get a forward look. But then as you go further on, I'm going to stay a little bit ahead of you guys. I put this little marker in the Canvas, little warning, if you will, that material below this marker is under development. I've still got to look and review some of that stuff, update what's appropriate for this quarter, and we'll get that done. And my goal is to always stay at least a few weeks ahead of you guys. Finally, one more thing. We'll be doing next, a week from Wednesday, we will be virtual once again, because we'll be participating in a lean coffee where we get together with some of the other lean folks in the Central Coast Lean community. And we talk about, lean problems and issues and try to share best practices. And it's a good way to do sort of an immersion approach to lean by having you participate in that activity. Let's see. And then, the other big thing for this quarter is I've got the Central Coast Lean Summit, which is coming up on April 24th. That is also going to be a virtual class. You can attend all day for free in virtual mode. We do sell, it is a hybrid event, so we sell seats and we sell virtual seats also. But all you guys, as being part of the class and being my students, you're going to get in to this year's Central Coast Lean Summit for free. The theme for the summit is integrating scientific thinking into your organization. So we'll talk more about that and what that's all about. It's part of the course. It's an approach that we'll use. Who thought, scientific thinking applied in operations management? Okay, that's it for now. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Start executing through the stuff on the week 1 activities on Canvas. And as I said, I'll get you some more information. You should be hearing from me. Once I get back Monday night, and should be active on Tuesday and Wednesday, getting back and getting things organized to have a good quarter. Okay, students, we will see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.